Why haven't you found your spouse yet? Now, I'm going to speak to the men first, and then I'm going to go over to the women. Because, see, the women have more power and control than they think that they have. I was talking to a guy I know. He said, man, there really isn't any good women out there anymore as far as to marry. And I asked him, I said, are you really looking for a God-fearing woman, or are you just looking for a woman to sleep with? Because what I noticed with the new Christian age, the new so-called believers, they believe that fornication is okay. And that's one of the reasons why you can't find your spouse, is because your mind is clouded with lust. Okay? Lust is something that you cannot beat. That is something that you have to run away from. That is something that you have to avoid completely. And you know the barriers you can put in place to avoid stumbling. But the problem is, we don't want to put those barriers in place. And this is why I say women have more control than they think. Because I was talking to the same guy. He's like, man, ain't no good women out there. It's hard for me to find a wife. I said, where are you meeting the women at that you're dating? I mean, I just meet them out and about. That's fine, meeting people out and about. But why not go to where God's people is to find a God-fearing spouse? Think about that for a second. Why not go where the Lord's people is to find a God-fearing spouse? You want to know why? It's because you really don't want to put in the work. And this is what I was telling him. I said, you really don't want to put in the work. You say you want a God-fearing woman, but deep down inside, you still want a woman you can sleep with. You still want a woman you can cuddle with. You still want a woman you can kiss on. You still want a woman you can go to her house and spend the night. So you don't want to let that side go, but you still want the blessings of it all. It's not going to work like that. Because, see, when you run into a God-fearing woman, she's going to tell you, no, you cannot come over to my house and spend the night. No, you can't come over to my house and hang out, because you're not going to have a man and a woman in a house or an apartment alone, and they both have feelings for each other, and they're not going to be able to stay out of the bed. Well, man, how we gonna date? You know how to date. But let me break this down, the simplicity of it. Okay. For man and woman. See, if a man, I'm gonna start with the men first. See, as a man, you have to put yourself around people that know people. Let's say it again. You have to put yourself around people that know people. Right now, we all know a God-fearing couple that stand on biblical principles. We all know one. Some of y'all know several, but I'm just saying, we all know one. You think they don't have friends or families that is God-fearing as well? You think if you are a man and one of your friends is married, Bible-believing, faith-believing, and you go to him and say, bro, I'm ready for a wife, man. Help me find a wife. And then what he gonna say is, man, I'm gonna pray on it. We're gonna pray about it, man. We can go to prayer right now and pray on it. And he's gonna be thinking, he's gonna talk to his wife about it. And his wife gonna say, yeah, what about Sherry, man? Sherry pretty nice. Man, I think Sherry would be good for him. And this is how his friend would do it. Say, bro, we having a barbecue at the house, or come to church. I'm invite you to church or whatever. And it's going to all be in a safe space where that guy will be able to cross paths with Sherry and say, I'm attracted to her or I'm not attracted to her. But let's just say he's attracted to Sherry. Man, she fine, bro. I think you know what I'm saying? Man, who that is? I mean, that's Sherry, man. She, single woman, living for the Lord. Man, I'm going to introduce myself to her. He gonna meet her, strike up a conversation, and guess what he gonna do next week? He gonna come back to church again, or if he meet her at the barbecue, he's gonna get her phone number. Hey man, look, let me give you my phone number, and then they're gonna talk on the phone, and let me take you out on a date. Boom, he can go pick the girl up for a date, go have a good time at the end of the day. All right, have a good night, separate ways. And then if the man feel as though Sherry is a good woman for him, he need to get to know her, talk to her, what she's like, what's she about, does she have kids, when was her last relationship, what's her relationship like with God. And then once y'all have a conversation like adults, go on a few dates, see what she really want out of life, see what you want out of life, then you start dating and building and get to know this woman. Now, let's bring it back to, I can't find a good woman. Number one, you should not be in the house alone with that person. Again, because when two people are attracted to one another, they can't stay out of the bed. Okay? So, what is that smell? Thought something was burning for a second. You know, the devil don't want this message to get out. Back to what I was saying. You need to get to know that person, go on a few dates, build with them. Here's where the temptation will become involved. Here's where the rubber meets the road. Now, number one, you should not be hanging out as a man. I'm talking to the man. As a man, you should not be hanging out at that woman's house by yourself alone, because that's how you two is going to end up in the bed. And once you start having sex with that woman, your judgment now is straight cloudy. Because now you're doing everything you can to get back to a house to sleep with again. Now you whining and dining and wooing. She's falling in love. You have already fell in lust. And now she's ready for the next step, but you're, well, I don't know, let's just take things slow. But you still want to keep sleeping with her. See, now everything is cloudy. You really don't want to marry her no more, because it's like, man, I done got everything from her. She cooked for me. I'm sleeping with her. We going out on a date. Let's just keep it how it is. And then you'll burn the bridge of a good woman. And now you back on this, I can't find a good woman. Versus if you would have stayed out of the bed with her, within 6 months to a year, you could have really found out what that person was about. Okay, this is a woman I want to be with. Let me go ahead and propose. And within a year or 2 years, you're married. See, a grown man and a grown woman understand what they both want out of life and what they both want out of a spouse. Now, I'm talking to the women. I was talking to a family member. She was telling me, you know, which I know you're not married, you know. And I just told her, I said, you want a thug. You don't want a God-fearing man. And I said, I'm not talking about a thug where he on the street selling dope, in the club. I said, what you want a guy that got a good job, got his own, got his own place, pay his own bills. But you looking for a boyfriend/husband. And what I mean by boyfriend/husband, you're looking for a good man, but you really don't want to tie yourself down to, because you know what come with a God-fearing man. And a God-fearing man is not going to allow you to move around how you move around. And you know that. You're not ready to change yourself. You're not ready to stop going out on the weekends. You're not ready to start going back to church consistently. Because see, you're not going to find a God-fearing man that don't go to church. You're not going to find a God-fearing man that's locked in with the Lord. His brothers is going to hold him accountable. His accountability partner is going to hold him accountable. His pastor is going to hold him accountable. And guess what that means? He's going to hold you accountable. He's not going to sleep with you. He's not going to tell you what you want to hear to tickle your ears. And he's going to have rules and standards put in place for you to follow. And you know that. You know that, and you understand that. And you don't really want all of that, but you want the man that straddled the fence, still sleep with you, still kind of let you do what you want to do. You see, I heard a guy say this. He said all single people want to be married, and all of the married people want to be single again. Because see, marriage requires a lot of hard work. And that's the same thing with dating a God-fearing spouse. See, this woman that serve and worship God, she's not going to she's not going to allow you to treat her any kind of way. And you have to come with some kind of standard, and you know that. Same thing with this God-fearing man. He's not going to allow his woman to just move any way she wants. Now, for a woman, you have to be found. You can't run out there and find a man. You have to be found. And when a woman keep herself up, she will be found. There will be multiple men that introduce themselves to you. Typically, a woman will find her husband by somebody else introducing him to her. Typically, the man can kind of go on a hunt and find his wife, because he that finds a wife finds a good thing, not he that sits and waits. The woman have to be found. The man have to find her. And God have to orchestrate the whole thing. But how can God orchestrate the whole thing if God isn't in it? If you're living a life of sin, then you won't find a spouse. That's some sad reality for your behind right there. If you want to be found, you can be found. And if a man want to really look for a wife, he know where to find that. The problem is most guys are used to getting the cow. Most guys are used to getting the milk for free without purchasing the cow. And most women are used to giving away the milk for free without being purchased. How do you purchase a spouse? You write up the billing agreement with the proposal. And you purchase the spouse with a covenant before God. That's it right there. Women, keep your legs closed. Men, stop running around looking for loose women. And I'm going to say this before I let you go. God don't do things how you think the Lord will do things. And another thing, there is not a special person set aside waiting for you. That's not true. So put the work in if that's what you think you really